Alright, so this is going to be how not to play Soldier 76. I'm going to take a match where I make a lot of mistakes, and we are going to talk about those mistakes in order to talk about the ways that this character probably could have been used better, and just maybe those hints and that discussion will help you when playing this character later on. Let's talk about Soldier 76. Soldier 76 bores the shit out of me. His character design is ugly, or at least I think so. I think his color palette is fucking repulsive. I think his voice actor and, the voice acting is just, sleep-inducing. I think his character quirks are completely cliche in a game full of fucking cliches. Look, there's a cowboy right there, and I'm saying this guy's the more cliched. I also don't think he plays very dynamically. Does that make him a bad character? No, not at all. Soldier 76 is one of the, if not the most potent offensive options that you have. He's really great. And part of that is because of that playstyle I was talking about. He's understandable. He's parsable. This is the character for people who are getting into first-person shooters or team-based shooters. This is the character for people who have played other games and need an adjustment to this game. If you've played Call of Duty or Destiny, this is your guy. His play language, just sort of how he plays, his mechanics, they're very understandable. He's accessible, and that makes him a great character. He has a lot of utility, too, which is great. And I'm wasting all that utility with my first major mistake of the match, focusing on this Reinhardt. This is a mistake. Reinhardt has his shield. I can't get around that shield the way I can if I was playing as Tracer or someone else. I can't burn that shield down very quick, even when I'm firing my Helix rockets, those little sort of grenade launcher type things. I'm wasting my field position. I should be near the front. I should be behind my fellow Reinhardt shield. I should be finding, enemies near the front that are harassing us, that are putting the pressure on us. I should be returning that pressure. Yeah, it's bad to have that Reinhardt in the backfield, but we'll be able to make the adjustment when they come forward. Instead, I should be doing shit like this. I should be rushing forward, I should be flanking a turret, I should be blowing up Torbjorn and his turret. I got a little lucky there with the health distribution on Torbjorn. He had low health, so it made it easier to take him down, but still, I can't do that stuff if I'm in the backfield taking on a tank character that I have a high TTK against. I should be taking on characters that I know I'm going to be able to burn down. This is not necessarily a huge mistake, but it gives me an opportunity, I'm talking fast, to talk about something. When I used my tactical visor, my ultimate there, I probably used it too early. I know I have a Widowmaker on my team. I know their ultimate is infrared sight, which means I'm going to be able to see behind walls. I probably should have waited for infrared sight to pop and then popped my visor, so I would have been able to hop from target to target a lot easier. One important thing with any character in general is just understanding how they interact with other teammates. Soldier 76 and Widowmaker, their ultimates are very compatible. I should have been more aware of that. Here, I'm going to make a really big mistake, and it's going to happen in 2 seconds. I popped down my nanotech field. I popped down my shield. I don't know why I did that. The cart is going to heal us, and honestly, I need it for a situation like what's about to happen. So I rush ahead, offensive character that I am. I'm getting a little greedy by chasing down this Hanzo. That's just a general mistake. Don't get greedy, because that greed puts me into play against all of the, half the enemy team. If I had my bubble, if I had my nanotech field, my uptime would have been higher, which means I would have delayed them longer, I would have potentially done more damage, and that means that they would have been weaker by the time they hit the cart and attacked my teammates. Mistake, mistake, mistake. You want to pop that bubble when you really need the uptime. You need to really be mindful of that. Don't waste it when you're already getting healing. Don't waste it like I'm going to waste it here. Why am I focusing on this Tracer? I'm completely getting dominated by them. I'm letting them dictate the terms of combat. I'm staying put in the radius of my nanotech field, which means they can just strafe around me. This is a fairly well-played Tracer, and honestly, I have a sprint. I can get away from this Tracer. Once they burn their blinks, I can sprint ahead. As it stands, worst case scenario is the one that plays out. I get killed, and Tracer's in the backfield to harass my teammates. Best case scenario, I take them down, but I take some damage, and I have to waste a little bit of time healing. Middle of the road, we both die. That's still a poor trade. Trading a Tracer for a Soldier 76 when we need that offense on the front line, bad decision. I should have moved ahead. I should have focused on helping my teammates push the cart. Tracer could have waited. Again, I was a little bit greedy, and it was a mistake. That ultimate use right there, a little earlier with the tactical visor going around the corner, not the worst decision. I know the enemies are sort of packed up there. I probably could have waited until I had more confirmation of their position. That way I don't need to sort of just hope that the visor will compensate for my lack of knowledge for like where the enemies are. So I probably could have waited, but it's still not the worst use of it. This is a mistake right here. So it's me, and I think McCree is stuck in here too. We are two pretty nice and useful offensive characters. I have healing utility that I could have popped somewhere else. He has a stun that he can toss out there to mess with people. If we use those things in combination, if we're both very aggressive, we would be able to rush out, damage that Junkrat, maybe even take out that Bastion. As it stands, I get pushed back. I am getting really timid, and we don't do very well because of that. And I've wasted a decent position. I've wasted a chance to move forward with a teammate, all because I wasn't being aggressive. Soldier 76 rewards aggression a lot. This isn't like playing as Bastion. This isn't about hunkering down in a position and finding where you want to be in the field. This isn't like playing as Tracer, where you're really not going for kills, but you're just trying to bother the enemy. This isn't even playing like Roadhog, where you're really just at the front to soak up damage. And, you know, this is just, you need to be aggressive when playing as Soldier 76. That's one of the reasons you have that sprint, is so you can get to the front lines so fast, because you have these traditional and powerful offensive options that can keep the enemy on their toes. I'm being timid here again. I know where the enemies are, which gives me an advantage. I should be popping out. I should be trying to pin them down with fire. Now granted, that was a bad combination for me to walk into. I walked into a Junkrat trap and a Bastion turret, right? There's not much for me to be able to, I can't really counter that. But still, even before that, like, I shouldn't be ducking behind cover as much. I should be putting the pressure on the enemy. I should be making them duck for cover. I'm not the one who needs to duck for cover. If I get really bad and it's a problem when I'm out in the open, I can pop my healing field. I can have that extra uptime. Other enemies can't. Bastion can self-heal, but he's going to need to get in a good position where he won't get fired upon to do that. Hanzo is not going to be able to do jack shit against me if I'm pinning him down. The most he can do is try and fire off some arrows semi-blindly, right? The more pressure I put out as Soldier 76, the better I am doing as Soldier 76. It's sort of like Reaper right there. Reaper is another character that rewards aggression because the more you kill, the more health you will get back, the greater your uptime will be. Soldier 76 doesn't have a mechanic like that. Instead, Soldier 76 is just about going forward and really being aggressive and taking out enemies. This is a decent use of my super. I know the enemies are clumped up, so I'm going to rush forward and take them out here. I should be playing like that more often, even when I don't have my super. What are the major mistakes I'm making in this match? I'm focusing on enemies that I don't need to focus on. I'm letting them distract me from being on the front line. I am maybe mistiming my visor. I'm not being cognizant of how I interact with other teammates and their ultimates. Biggest sin? Not being aggressive. Go out there. Go to the front. Be the hero. Or at least try to be the hero. This character will reward you for that. You don't need to play as technical as McCree. You don't need to play as technical as other characters. This is a straightforward character. You have a lot of power. You can see it right here. I get play of the game because I'm able to rush forward. Granted, I'm using the visor, but I'm not being timid. And because of that, I'm able to help turn the tide of the battle. Really? Just go for it. This character is really easy to sort of click with. Once you get into a good rhythm, you just go for it. And when you're at the front lines, like, just keep on firing, pin people down. When you get taken down, use that sprint, get back to the front lines. That's all it's about. You are a soldier. Go out there, do your best, have fun, and don't do any of the dumb stuff I did.